Good morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo, first year Yeshiva Tsama Nafshi here in Yerushalyim, here at HaKodesh, located in the Beit Knesset of Chanukah Yeshiva. It's not too far from the central bus station, so you can walk from there, drive if you have a car. There's parking across the street. There are buses available, Be'ezras Hashem, and especially if you've been planning to come from Chutzlars, please join us for our shiurim. We'd like to help enrich your visit to Yerushalyim with as much Torah as humanly possible, with tremendous Yerushalyim. We're less than a week before Shavuot, so we're learning the Pirkei Avos in general, and then so we're just going to make a quick jump over to the sixth parak in Avos, which speaks about some things which are relevant to Kabbalah Torah. So we'll start with the second Mishnah in the sixth parak. It says, Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Well, there's probably a page or so into it. Morning, Yisrael.
Is it holding now?
Just this very minute, you came in perfect timing.
Isn't the second Mishnah?
Those traffic laws.
Well, sometimes in my listing, it's sometimes they mark the Mishnahs a little bit different.
Does the Rebbe have money to buy a regular or something?
Well, let's wait for after the year. We'll see.
Is it here, Pat?
No, I don't think so. It's over here. All right. I don't know what the bed is here. I'm not sure how it's organized. Let's see it. So it's on page Kuf Kaf Ches. It's on Amar Yeshua ben Levi.
Yes, okay.
Amar Yeshua ben Levi. There you
Right.
go. Good, right? Can you begin on reading?
I'd love to.
Sure.
The Yeshua ben Levi said, the whole yom, each and every day, Baskol, the heavenly voice, says, comes forth. Mehar Chorev, from Har Chorev, which I think is another name for Mount Sinai.
Yeah, we'll speak about that. That'll be exactly the point that's mentioned over here. We'll see what the standard portion we have to say about this first, and then we'll try and get to Rav Chaim Golozhin and Mitzvah.
Umach Rezes Va'omeres. And something in it says, what's
Right.
Machrezes?
So Mother proclaims, like a chachraza is a proclamation. So Machrezes proclaims and says, there's a double lashon here. Yeah, it's worthwhile paying attention to that, but we should realize that it is in fact a double lashon.
Oy lahem. Woe to them. Not good. Boy says, woe to them.
You continue. You can continue. I want to get Yisrael set up over here.
Woe to them.
Out in the cold, right? I don't want to be on the cold in the summer day.
Abrios, to the ecosystem. May el bonah, may el bonah, shall Torah. Something of the Torah. I don't know what el bonah is.
It looks like embarrassment, disgrace, or embarrassment. Right? Whoa, yeah, let's say it again. My scares proclaims and says,
Woe to them,
to those creations.
creation,
Disparage, almost like embarrassment, disgrace.
from being embarrassment to the Torah.
For the disgrace, the embarrassment, right, disparagement of Torah. Woe to the breeze.
The brios is disparaging the Torah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's to those. It's woe to the brios because of the albona shel Torah. We'll get into maybe some of the more of the diktuk of the expression, but he's saying oy lehem lebrios. Is it? Also, it's a double. It's an extra lashon. So oy lehem. What's it? Oy lehem. Is it oy lebrios? It should just say oy lebrios because what's it? Oy lehem lebrios.
Right.
Oy lehem is woe to them. The lebrios to those. They're seeming like it's a specific group which is being pointed out here. Right? El Bona Shel Torah, for the embarrassment, the disgrace, disparagement of the Torah. Why? So what's going on here?
Shekol mi she'ino osek b'Torah, that every person who is not immersing himself in Torah, nikra nazuf. I don't know what nikra nazuf is.
So
Nikra.
nazuf is
Last one.
not so strong as that. It's a different kind of nazuf. Means that they are they're this. Yeah.
The lighter form of the chayim.
Yeah, like nazuf is they're type like they're separated. They're nazuf. A person would say someone's usually like the sometimes they use the expression about children. He's another. He's neglected. But it's much stronger than
As if
that.
it's being screamed at.
Yeah, it's screamed.
So those who are not immersed in Torah, we call them
Nazuf.
neglected.
No, it's more that through their neglect, of Torah, they are nazuf. We'll see. There's a pasuk. We'll see the pasuk in Mishnah. Go ahead, continue with that.
Shneimar, as it says in Mishnah, Nezem Zahav Ba'af Chazir Isha Yafa Visaras Tam. They say something in gold.
Gold ring.
Pardon?
Gold ring.
Gold ring. A gold ring and a nose that returns, a returning nose, or returning mouth.
No,
In
that's
the nose of a pig.
right. It's a
Oh,
gold
a
ring.
chazir.
Right. It's a gold ring. You have a gold ring, right? That's attached to the mouth of a chazir.
A woman, a beautiful woman, and I don't know what saras ta'am, something to taste.
Saras tam. It's like it lacks that and lacks tam. Tam meaning like
Reason.
intelligence, reason.
Turns away from reason.
Right.
So a nose ring in a
Gold ring.
Pig. and a beautiful woman that turns away from, that's unreasonable.
Right. We'll discuss this in a moment. Hold on. The pasuk in Mishlei is using two separate analogies, and through that you see the connection of what's being said in our Mishlei and Avos. One second, I'm just going to get the translation here. Okay, fine. Nazir, he says, they translate rebuked. Okay, it says, Nikra Nazuk, the one who is rebuked.
Nikra is the one,
Nikra, right?
is to call.
Nikra is called, right? Nikra,
He's called,
right? Call Misha Eina Osik B'Torah. Anyone who is not occupied with Torah, Nikra, he's referred to, is called Nazuk, meaning he's like ostracized. He's the one who's
rebuked.
Yeah.
But why is this, whoa, this seems like a good thing.
That what?
That if somebody is not Osek Torah, then he's rebuked.
No, but no, it's okay. As follows, the Rabbi Shimon Levi is trying to teach us as follows. Woe lehem lebrios me'al benos Torah. That woe to the brios because of the disgrace of the Torah. Right? To illustrate that, he's saying that he was not oisik b'Torah, right? He's called rebuked. he's referred to as a person as being rebuked. He's ostracized. He's the one who's ostracized. He is the one who is cut off. Right? Based on the Mishnah in Mishlei that says, right, Nezim Zahav be'af chazir, Isha Yafis Sarach Stam. You have a Nezim Zahav in the nose of a chazir, right? And you also have a Isha Yafis, she's a beautiful woman, but Sarach Stam, she's lacking intelligence. So you have two things that you have gold, which is in now the nose of a swine, right? Which is a disgrace, a misuse of the gold, right? If you want to put a nose ring into the swine so you can eat it here and there, you won't use gold. You use brass, you use iron, you use something which is, because especially if you know anything about swine, they're always groveling in the worst type of mess possible, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're
Certainly not going to appreciate the fact that it's a gold ring.
Right. But it doesn't appreciate that. Not only that, you're taking you by you putting the gold ring in the nose of a swine, you don't appreciate what the gold ring's all about.
You're disgracing the ring.
Yeah,
So to speak.
you're disgracing the ring. Number one. Number two, you have on the other hand, you have a beautiful woman, and you go up to this beautiful woman, and you see that she's lacking intelligence. So your whole attraction is destroyed. Unless you don't have any intelligence.
Disgracing her beauty.
Yeah.
Right.
There was an expression, a dumb blonde, a dumb blonde. You've heard of it?
I've heard this.
It's so even the goyim understand that there's you like to feel that there's somebody there next to you, right?
There was a character in Saturday Night Live. Her whole basis of her act was that she was a dumb blonde. She would say ridiculous things. That would be the root of her comedy.
That was the essence of the character.
Yeah, she did very well.
So you see that there's a misuse of the beauty should be complicated should be complemented with intelligence, right? The gold should be used to complement a person, to beautify a person, not to be used in the nose of a swan.
So we're saying the Torah is like the gold ring or the beautiful woman that is being disgraced by the fact that people are not studying it diligently.
Right, if people are not going to be studying the Torah diligently, like you first of all you lack understanding about what the Torah is. Just like a person put gold in the nose of a swine, he's lacking understanding what gold is all about. And then secondly, that there's a neglect. First of all, there's a neglect, and then there's a misuse of your own intelligence. Meaning, if a person's oisik, he's oisik with other things and not oisik with Torah, he's using his intelligence, right? He's misusing. So the question is, we started off by talking about the elbanish of Torah, the disgrace of Torah, right? But that also, right, seems to disgrace the person themselves, because they're showing their own lack of intelligence. If they had intelligence, they realize the value of Torah. Again, sometimes people have never been taught. They don't realize, they don't understand, they're mistaken, whatever, it could be like that. But of course, we're talking about, in general, people who realize the importance of Torah, right? And yet they leave it and are involved with other things, right? The person doesn't know. So if he doesn't know the value of gold, right? So you can't fault him for putting it into a swine's nose, right? But if he knows the value of gold, right, he realizes it. And it could be that many people even in our time, especially in our time, don't really realize that it's a true value of Torah, right? They don't realize, again, if we realized what it does for us, what it does for the world, really truly understood it, we never give it up for a second, right? So okay, so any let's see. Before we get to see a little bit further, that's the whole Mishnah right now. So any questions about the Mishnah itself, these words of the Mishnah itself, before we go a little further?
I don't get why it says the brios.
Okay.
Like you said, it's redundant,
Right.
but also the bria refers to the physical world. It
Right.
doesn't seem to be. I mean, this seems to be more of a spiritual kind of problem we're saying here, not a physical problem.
Mm-hmm.
So the word bria doesn't seem to really fit in here at all.
Bria just means humanity as far as, right?
Well, I think you have in Rosh Hashanah.
What does it say in the dictionary for bria?
But this is not a good dictionary for that, right? Because you'd want like an alkali for something like that. This is alkali dictionary. This is biblical etymology. Not really useful. But
What
having
about the grammar formula? Wasn't that something that we said? Well, one below. The white book, one below. One shot. There you go.
this is Gemara.
Oh, the more.
Oh, here's an alkali right here. Oh yeah.
Page 467. This is the davening of Rosh Hashanah. 467. Okay, so here we have in the davening for Rosh Hashanah, after you say the first three brachas of your standard Shmon Esrei, all right, then you have the davening for Rosh Hashanah begins V'chein kein pachitcha Hashem Elokeinu al kol ma'asecha, on all your works, right? Ve'emascha al kol sheborasa, and all that you have created, right? V'yirucha kol ma'asim, and okay, so it should be the pachad, the fear, right? Of Hashem Elokeinu on all of His works, Ma'asecha. Emascha, the awe shall be upon all that He created, right? V'yirucha, and the fear, right? Kol Hamasim, and the fear of you shall be upon all of the Maisim, on all that, excuse me?
Baras is created.
Well, Baras is created. Maasim, all those things which you have brought forth. Okay, so Barasa, so Maasecha is different than Masha Barasa, right? So Maasecha is usually considered everything, and Barasa is actually considered like humanity. Masha Barasa, right? Right. So Brios is referring to here, right? Oilehem the Brios, to humanity, right? To humanity.
Getting it from the word barasa?
Right.
That's the same word as bria?
It's it's coming from the same shoulders.
Also, alkali renders about as mankind or people.
Oh, very good. There you go, right there. Right. Right, very good. Right. So that's the
Okay, so we want to translate it as people.
yeah.
So does that make sense? Let's see. Lehem, woe to them or to the people.
Mankind, humanity, I think.
Woe to them, to humanity.
Because, a goat is not chayiv in Torah learning.
Grace the
Right.
Torah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but going listen that.
Oh, so that's what you have. That's what we've come here for.
What
You
do we
want
say?
what did you say? What was the point?
If the beast means humanity, but then the number
Oh, so we see over here.
Humanity is not included in Torah, right? That's a
Right.
good point.
Good
Right.
point, yeah.
So here, Mati, you want to read this? I'll read it over again here. You see Rav Chaim Veloshin over here, right down the very last paragraph at the lower left-hand corner. See that? I'm going to Shubin by the base.
Left hand corner.
שמלא בכל יום ויום בעס כל יועץ מהחיילים, יום לחז"ל, היי שמש יש לי, החסידה.
So Chazal say in the Born Shabbos there are 5 names to Har Sinai. Har Sinai has 5 different names.
Right.
Here we're referring to Choriv, right? Choriv. Choriv is one of the 5 names of Har Sinai. So why is it called? What's the reason? It's one of the reasons Choriv.
חסידה שמואל. ולמה נקרא שמואל החיילים, שיד אחד ולמה זגנינו. בזמן מתנתרא שיצא לקרבלה.
Okay, so let's stop there. So what does it say there, Mud? Just repeat it again.
That Choriv is a reference to the Choriv of the guy.
Choriv is a lashon same. The source is a chorva, right? A chorva is a ruin, right? Choriv in verb form is to destroy or to bring ruination. So he says here, why is it referred to as choriv?
The Goyim were ruined.
The Goyim were ruined, right? At Har Sinai, the Goyim were ruined.
We're ruined.
The Goyim were ruined there. Why were they ruined? Excuse me?
Not want to accept the Torah.
They didn't want to accept the Torah. They had their chance up until it's known, it's explained in all many wide Svarim, Chazal, Ramchal explains this also in detail in Derek Hashem, that up until the time of Har Sinai, when we said Kaisus Nasir, any of the nations had the chance to Mekabel Torah. Right? They all were given the chance to Mekabel Torah, right? And they refused. Right? So in their refusal of accepting the Torah, they brought destruction to themselves.
Isn't there also a midrash that says that Hashem had to hold the mountain over our heads? Otherwise, and Hashem said, if you don't accept the Torah, then I'm going to destroy you.
Right.
Therefore,
exactly.
we didn't accept it.
Okay, so
Coerced.
right. In fact, we were coerced. That is, there was an element of coercion in our Kabbalah Yisrael. That's based on the Born Shabbos. There are various different answers to that. The basic answer that Tosfos gives, one of the basic answers, is that we were accepting Torah Shebiksav, right? The Torah Shebal Peh, which is without limit and unknown, right? So that we had to be coerced to accept. A finite Torah of Torah Shebiksav, right? We said Nafis Seven Ishman, we needed no coercion. Or Torah Shebal Peh, which is limitless in its dimensions and ramifications, so we needed an extra push to accept that.
So the Goyim rejected Torah, the Shebiksav?
Yeah, they
By itself?
right, because they asked, the Medrash says, Maksuba, what does it say, well, it's Meduyak in the Mishnah, in the Medrash. The Medrash says, Kadosh Baruch came to all the Umas Olam, the nations, and he asked them, did you want the Torah? So he came to Esau. Esau said, Maksiba, what's written there? Right? So he said, Alo Sirtzah, you can't murder. He said, sorry, that's our livelihood. That's our parnasa. And he came to Ishmael, Maksiba, what's written there? It says, Lo Sikno, don't steal. So sorry, that's our livelihood, that's our parnasa, that's our profession. Right? So I said, no. Right, so it fits very nicely that the coercion was there. The element of coercion did exist by Klausner also, right? However, that was again there are other theories as well, but the most basic Tosfos is that was the Torah Shebiksav they accepted willingly without coercion, and the Torah Shebiksav they had to need a little extra coercion to accept the Torah. I was once. Sort of film of paratroopers or something, whether it's practice, whether it's for war, But there's always at the opening to the airplane when they're their final jump, there's always a sergeant there, right at the door, and he gives each one a slap on the back to push him out, right? In case they have any second doubts, at the verge, at the threshold of who knows what's going to be, 15,000 feet below, so they don't have any choice anymore. They're pushed out the plane. So you see, even soldiers going into battle got a little bit encouragement. So yeah. So that was the opportunity that the Umas Ha'olam had at Har Sinai, and because they didn't accept it, it they brought destruction to them. They had a glorious opportunity to serve the Torah, and they refused.
What's this again?
We said Nasa v'Nishna and Har Sinai. That was in reference to Torah Shabbat, Torah Shabbat, and that. And but the Umas Ha'olam didn't accept even to Torah Shabbat. So that's why it's called Kor Chorev. That's why it's called, one of the 5 names of Har Sinai is called Kor Chorev. Okay.
So that's a reference to the non-Jewish world.
We're going to see Rav Chaim Volozhin explains it also. It's also referenced to us as well. What do you want to continue reading that it says here?
אם כן, כל שכן חס ושלום שאין יסבלו וכאן במה שקיבלו, when the dean don't practice what they accepted, ולכן הם גם הרמה החיים. That's why it says HaKodesh.
So it says Chas v'Sholom, if we, since we accepted the Torah, if we don't fulfill our promise to keep the Torah as we promised, even more so, it's going to be Chor Chorev for us. Because, and he explains. Go turn the page. He explains further on the next.
And they kindness and tender, too busy. Listen.
Right. They claimed what was the excuse that the non-Jews gave for not accepting the Torah? Right. That it interfered with their parnasa.
Right.
Can't accept the Torah. Well, how are we going to live? We stop stealing. We stop murdering. How are we going to live? Right. So they refused the Torah based on that reasoning, on that logic. Right. So he continues on.
אבל באמת המזרח היה גם טיינס, אני גדולים בגויים, מהסמת טיינס של קיבלת התוירה. זה טיינס בגויים, רק המדינים עשת התוירה, יעד כאשר מסנגר לפרנסוסם, it countered their livelihood. It said Tzicha, that's what they lived for. I don't think you learned that Pashim Shabbat, and that's what we do, we kill it.
Right, so
Pretty much everything we do.
right, so because it says Oilem Librios, I mean because that's all of humanity, not just not the Umas Ha'olam, that's also including the Jews as well. So the question is, how is it considered Chorev in reference to the Jewish people? Right? That's we say in Mari, it's our life and the length of our days. So how can you say the Torah is Chorev, right? So if Hashem will come along with excuses that we can't fulfill the Torah because we have to make a living, right? So it'll be the same excuse that the Umas Ha'olam gave for their refusal of the Torah originally. We'll be no different than them. And we'll be even worse. Because we're supposed, now that we did accept the Torah and we made a promise, we're supposed to keep our promise. Right? So we can't use the same excuse that the Umas Ha'olam used to refuse the Torah originally. Right? So at that point, it becomes Chorev to everybody. Oilem Librios, that's oil to the Brios, to humanity, because of the disgrace of the Torah.
What about this argument that we accepted the Torah in good faith, but it's too hard? You can't do it.
Do you trust the HaKodesh Baruch Hu? Will he give you something that's too hard? He created you. He knows your capabilities.
think that's so hard.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, it's not so hard.
Are you kidding me?
Well, once you get into it,
It's very hard. Extremely hard.
Yeah, what's hard?
learning or being Jewish.
You have to learn Torah every day. You have to make a
You have to learn every minute. You learn a little bit every day.
You have to make a parnasa.
Okay,
You have
that's
to
everybody
follow
now.
all of these rules.
Everyone's got rules.
Any lobster tail.
Okay, who wants it?
Good morning.
Have you ever had lobster tail?
No.
So then don't be so quick to judge.
No, the Rambam says you're not supposed to say all the food that's forbidden to us. You're not supposed to say I don't like it because it doesn't taste good. It's despicable. No, you're supposed to say that obviously if 8 billion plus people are enjoying all these things and they're not putting their noses up, but right, that it tastes good. It does taste good, and people are eating and enjoying it, right? And so our attitude is, even though in fact it apparently tastes good, just take a look at it, and people seem to be enjoying their time and paying money for it and cooking good. So you can't deny that it must have some pleasure and benefit to it. So that's not we can't say that it's not healthy, it's not good, it doesn't taste good. No, in spite of the fact that it may be healthy, it may taste good. Hashem said, the King of the universe, who commands us directly, told us we can't do it. Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah, once if you realize the scar mitzvah, right, keneged the avera, what the reward you're going to get, right? The fact
You're
that it tastes
arguing it's
good.
worthwhile, but not that it's not hard.
No, hard is relative. If you ask me to run a 3-minute mile, that's going to be hard for me. If you ask me to run a 10-minute mile, probably not so hard.
So the Torah is
Maybe yes, maybe not. Okay, we can talk more about that tomorrow for that. I have to stop and go on to the Yeshiva.